let's have a look what we are playing. And we are playing Nomad. And is it land or normal? No, it's land Nomad. Okay, so this seems to be the home map of TK because they played this last time around as well. So let's have a look how his starting position is. Well, a lot of hunt right there for a red. That is Tonic again, same color, and he is preparing his lumber camp right there. Other release from him are coming from this right side, coming home to the left, and oh, he's already got a lot of sheep. And where is the base town center going to go? He seems to be really interested in this position, yeah, so that's probably where the base TC will go. Somewhere around the pick, maybe. Seems to be kinda okay. He has the stone here, the berries, and, well, does he have enough gold? Well, it's here behind the forest line. That's 4 mines, and that's pretty sweet for him. But he has yellow here. That is an enemy, which means he will have to be careful, because this enemy is also there. That's skill pack right there. And this could be a pitch battle right from the beginning there. Okay, so far, just gathering for the wood, and his teammate NC Slap is, well, not really all that close, but near him. And his position is also kinda okay, yeah, also gathering the sheep. And he has pretty sweet spot. 3 boars together with a lot of deer, so this could be a pretty good spot for a TC later on. Otherwise, he's just scouting with his sheep. Let's just check into Slap, how is it looking for him. Yep, a lot of sheep all around, just trying to see as much as they can. As if they could speak. The last from NC is right next to purple, so that means that NCs are all at the top. And he's already maybe found teal. Let's have a look. Pedro's point of view. And yep, he was signaling that he found someone, and he probably found the teal guy here. Not sure if it was there, but he was signaling there, so he definitely found something. And first DC from him is cropping up, and it's so that it's close to the wood line, and he has a lot of hunt. Does he have some boars? Oh yeah, 4 boars here. So once he discovers them, will he see them with this sheep? And no, he won't. He just missed them, so maybe on the way back he will. Anyway, moving on to the next guy, that's Conquerors, also building town center that will be pretty close to his 2 boars. And otherwise, another boar, relic, gold. Yeah, that's pretty sweet spot for him all around. A lot of stone and gold as well. So, yeah, that's a pretty sweet spot for Conquerors, who will be battling Pedro again. And looking at the civilizations, that's Conquerors as Chinese and Pedro Mayan. And Tonic is Chinese on the left side, and Skill Pack is Mayan. So that's the mirror basically in that. Just turn around for the teams. And the third guys are Persians for Slap, and Shu is a Spanish. So that's the difference there in the hidden civs. The last one to have a look at is Shuis, who is building his TC right next to the hunt, so that it's close, and 4 boars for him as well. So it's pretty sweet. And all right, that's a pretty very bad spot for a lumber camp. Okay. Yeah. That probably wasn't what he hoped for, but anyway, his TC placement is much better. And where are the TCs for other guys? This is for yellow, and he seems to be protected very nicely here. He'll take just wall here. And bit of a creative wall in on the left side, and he's kinda safe from his opponents, because from the right, yeah, he's covered. I'm not exactly sure if this is passable by units. I'm a bit thinking that it's not. Not exactly sure, but we'll see later on. And this part of the map is really, really rich in gold and other resources, so there will be a huge battle between red and yellow for the dominance on the left side of the map, and it could prove very crucial, because that's a whole ton of resources. Anyway, red is continuing his base, gathered a lot of sheeps, having a lot of hunt if he wants to, and yeah, already trying to gather the boar here. Yep. And to pick it up and get it right next to the TC, which he will succeed in. And their signal is nothing here. They're probably signaling for the free sheep here. Yeah, that's probably what they are signaling for. So that someone should gather them, and it's maybe purple going for them. Not yet, so he was just acknowledging that that is what is there. Skill pack going for Loom to have stronger release. And where is he going for the bar? Yeah, most probably. Yep, that's what he's doing. So he's mirroring what Tonic was doing on the top. And that's another bar going in. Because he's slowly but surely running out the sheep. And he's timing it pretty perfectly. Because once he finishes the sheep, he will be just going in for the kill on the bar. So, good job. And hide in the villi to make the bar stop attacking. Nice play all along. So, something else interesting going on the map so far? Not yet. Just you can see that purple was luring the bar as well, although he doesn't really have to go all that far away for this to happen. And how's it looking for blue? He seems to be having a lot of dots on the map, but that's largely just sheep scouting. And although here's a Willy trying to build some house wall. Okay, so that's a pretty sweet play, trying to secure the right position of his map, and that means that he will be having a pretty nice choke point against his steel enemy. He will be needing to defend just this. Yeah, this is easily defensible as well, and it seems like blue is having quite nice position. Also quite cheap wall to build here by purple, and so far seems pretty nice. So something interesting at the back here, well, relic for TKs, a lot of sheep not gathered by orange. Is he even seeing them? Yeah, he's well aware of them, so they are there for the taking. Once he runs out of food, which won't be anytime soon because of all these deer and those 3 pigs here. So he's pretty safe in the food department. Some other interesting stuff, well, some gold in the middle, and actually quite a lot of it here. So this could be pretty important as well to cover by some castles and maybe even some feudal aggression. And that's a lot of stone for the castles there that I was just talking about, so it could be quite important to conquer as well. So far we can see that Kerch 28 Russ is doing the best of all. He's already built a mill around all those deer, not really trying to lure them in, just wasting the time. He just put a mill there and it's all safe. And he's doing really well. The best from NC is right now Pedro, so that's again those two guys just against each other. And he's already quite nicely walling, so that means this house wall is finished. Yep, finished house wall. And palisade here and here. Okay, so he's pretty much safe, and you can see that the easy wall was made by purple as well. This is possible, yeah. There needs to be one wall here. Yep, and there it is. And he decides to first gather the sheep, yep. And he's probably... Oh yeah, he is. Let's switch into slap. Or is he just maneuvering his Willy so that he's outside? Okay, oh, he's just in the black, in the last spot there. Okay, so he's not aware right now. And he built a wall here. I'm not exactly sure why. But, okay. And yep, he is walled, and Red has walled himself as well. Quite sweetly. Not exactly sure about this wall, but okay. And he should be though careful about the left side. Otherwise, yellow might be just coming in into his base without any invitation. You can see that he's building mining camp right in the middle here between those two, so that's very nice efficiency on the wood, and he's trying to wall himself in as well on the left side, so yep, he's already doing that as well, same as his opponents. The first to advance into feudal is Kerch 28 Ras and Tonic from PK, or TK, no, that's not one. I was talking about NC. NC Tonic. As the first from NC advancing, and so far nobody else, which means that Kerch 28 Ras will be very fast in, and is already dropping barracks. So some feudal aggression. Let's switch into him and see what's happening in his barracks. Stable. Okay, so he's probably going for feudal aggression right there. So once he gathers enough food and other resources, he might just start raiding his opponents. Palisade walls are nothing that shouldn't be overcome. Should be rather easy to pull down. So if he wants to go right into enemy's bases, should be having quite a decent time of that. Everybody just advancing into field right now. Garage just been housed, and unfortunate for him. Slow him down a bit, but still he's not producing any military units, so is he maybe gathering for Castle Age? Well, it could be the case. He just built a blacksmith, so yep, he just dropped the Castle Age. Okay, so that's a pretty fast one. You can see that guys are just advancing into Feudal Age. 2 from NC, 2 from TK, and he's already going into Castle. Well, that's a pretty sweet play from him. And he picked a good spot. A lot of hand there for the mill. And let's see what is going to happen here as a Chinese from him. What can be sure is that Pedro will be having a pretty decent time of fighting early on. He's going for a market and switching into Pedro's view. Is he having enough resources? Yeah, he should be having enough. So blacksmith is being dropped as well, which means once he's at 800, he'll be going into castle, so shouldn't be all that far away. And Kerch, Ras and Tonic are playing pretty much the same. And actually, they are not the same. That's Chinese, and Tonic is also Chinese. So sorry, yeah, they are the same guys. And that's basically explains why they are so similar in their play right now. That's pretty nice double wall, stone wall together with the houses, so that should stand the test of time. And Red has finally managed to wall himself in altogether. So he should be kinda safe from some first attempts at attacks. Right now though, Scout has been trying to see what's happening with Blue, and Blue is reinforcing his wall as well with a house here. And there has been a double palisade, and is it stone wall? Yep, it is. So that's going to be a stone wall, so triple wall here right there from purple, and this won't be a very nice place to go into the enemy base. So switching into Kerch 28 Ras as the first into Castle Age, just now going for bloodlines and scale barding armor, which means knights are cropping up and very interested in some first trading. The Willy is also going forward, so maybe that could be some siege workshop right next to enemy wall. So let's see what actually this will result into. And skill pack is slinging here. Okay. And Chewies as well, so they are both somehow slinging Kerch Ras, and seeing how he's really fast into his Castle Age and the first in everything right there. This could be pretty important. So yep, this is the siege workshop from the Willy, and they will be thinking about tearing this down. And it actually, even though it looks formidable as a 3-time wall, it should be coming down easily to better in rams, because as you know, they'll deal damage to adjacent buildings quite nicely. He's already having quite a decent army of knights. Just trying if there isn't by some chance any hole in this armor, but so far no, and that's a drop for castle. Okay, so this will be this choke point, pretty much nicely defensive for Pedro. And is Kerch going for a castle somewhere? No, he isn't, so he's just going for normal land army to take down his enemy. Yeah, right now seeing that the castle is dropping. And will he be enough? Will he be in time? No, he shouldn't be. With a bit of micro from Pedro, yeah, dropping extra walls to protect his Willys. He really shouldn't be in time, so let's see. And yep, he's retreating, recognizing that he can't really get to those fillies and still castle, so he's just switching sides. And first Mangonel is in, and wall is going down slowly but surely. Yep, purple just now signaling that Mangonel is in, and somebody should do something about it. You can see that person is not preparing for an army, so he's maybe slinging as well. Well, let's check. Maybe Pedro. He's getting some resources. In the meantime, is he? Yeah, Ploptap dropping out of the castle. Second TC as well. So he's trying to boom and at the same time defend against his opponent. But will it be enough having just plumes against all those horses? Well, we'll see soon enough. And siege ram, or rather, that's not a siege ram. That will be siege ram soon enough. Battering ram is trying to take down the wall. And once that's down, that's free weight into purple's base. So, well. Better be careful here, blue and red. Red so far has just replaced his palisade walls with stone walls and house walls. Yellow doing the same, and right now yellow is not really interested in some fighting, so he may be soon under attack by red, who is in the belligerent mode and might be interested in some battle, but right now, haha, camels from Tonic are trying to help purple. And yep, even though Teal is through, he's at the same time being harassed by the plumes from Pedro, but not for long. As you can see, just a bit of horses and plumes have to retreat back to the castle. But the second battalion, or rather the first battalion, is arriving at the Pedro's economy right now, catching those two villies off guard and most probably killing them. Yeah, one dead. Come on, kill him, kill him. Oh, that's a shame. So, yeah, he will have time to gather enough wood for his coffin later on. And siege weapons are trickling in, and, well, camels from red as well. So, Conquerors should be kinda careful here. Otherwise, it will be just dead meat, or rather dead wood. Yep, that's a lot of army from red. And some anti-cavalry units in the camels, so that means he has to retreat. And both his siege weapons are kinda dead. And right now he's being doubled. And, well, let's switch into Conquerors if he's still being slung by Orange. Well, Orange is in Castle Age, is right now trying to supply some Conquistadors into the middle. And yeah, first badges already arrived. So that's that. And still though, better be careful, because they don't have really the numbers, and with a bit of micro from NC side, they could just destroy this forward base and forward army from the TK. Yep, they seem to be going in for the kill. And they really have enough. And Skillpack is still slinging a Teal, which means he will be pretty safe on this left side, since Red Tonic is battling in the middle, so he shouldn't really worry about anything and just will be free to gather what he wants. Yep, so attacking army from TK has been routed right now and are on the defensive, which means that NCs are taking the reins of this game and trying to push through. And let's change the pleasantries here and switch the game around. Well, will they be successful? We'll see soon enough. So far they seem... Well, I was about to say they seem to be going very well, but they kinda got separated here, which cost Blue some of his plumed archers, and that was a pretty nice play from Get Trust, outmaneuvering C's. Right now though, it's kinda TK being outmaneuvered by Pedro, so quite interesting. Let's have a look at the top here. I see some Teal blobs on the minimap, and that's a raiding army that's so far not doing really anything. Oh, but now they will. Now they will, and is Purple aware? No, he's not. He's not, and that's just going to be 3 villies down for him. So, good job right there. And how's it looking in the middle? Well, red is trying to go around somewhere, whereas purple seems to be joining the fun as well. So that's all 3 guys against just basically 2 TKs. while one of TK's is being slung by skill pack. So that's basically the last game turned around. There in the game 1, that was NC that applied the strategy, and right now it's TK. And again, it seems like the no-sling strategy seems to be the better choice. That's kinda interesting. But it's really early to tell, and it might really change quite reasonably. Because even in game 1, NC had huge advantage at the start, and they just couldn't capitalize on it, so it could be the same here. You can see that Carriage, through some nice attempts, has been able to save his army and amass it, but at the expense of his forward base. But it's not really all that much loss for him. It's just one house, one siege workshop, so nothing all that much to worry about. On the left bar, there's really nothing going on. Skill pack is still slinging, just fortifying his walls, making sure that he's not under attack, and yep. There just Shui is probably signaling that these yellow walls need to go down, so that his villies can more safely gather the gold and are not slowed by anything. Red is making sure that he's kinda occupying the middle with his TC, already building monastery extra for some monks it seems, and well, seems to be kinda safely occupying the middle, which gives him a very nice line of sight and protection of his 3 stone mines, which could be pretty important because of all those extra castles he can drop because of that. So Siege Workshop is done, and right now it's NC's turn to find a way into TK's bases and destroy the economy. You can see that Carriage has been building his first castle on the right, but has just been found out. And oh, that's as close as it gets. That was like 10 hit points. That was like 10 hit points from finish, and that's a huge problem for TK. If it was up, that would have been great help in defending, but right now that's a huge problem, because TK Carriage Rush was definitely very depending on this coming up, and right now he's forced to retreat, and this will be a pretty huge battle as well, because if this goes very badly for TK, this could be very difficult. And oh wow, Kershrasen is so many millies in there just to die. They don't really need to hammer all that much yet, just one there, and still it costs like 3 or 4 willies. So that was a pretty costly castle right there. Kamikaze right there. And well, that was very close, and this is going to set Courage 28 res back a whole lot. That was like, I don't know, 8 villies maybe killed. That's a really serious number. That was a really serious number, and it could cost him quite dearly. Anyway, this means that he has finally a defensible position, but Pedro is advancing into Imperial, which means that it won't really stay for long, I'm afraid. It doesn't really seem like... Oh yeah, he actually has the resources for Imperial Age, so he should be coming into it quite soon as well. Well, this will be very close indeed. Again, Pedro will be first to Imperial Age as in the first game, and once the trebuchets pop out, they could pop out here, and it will be a pretty safe spot for them, though it will be kinda hard to get away then. You will just have to delete this palisade and go all around, but anyway, this will be pretty safe to drop a trebuchet and just shoot at this castle. I'm not exactly sure if it's a drop, so I'm just gonna check outside of the game. No, it's just a pause, it seems. Yep, nobody is out of the game, so let's just have a look around. A bit of a purple army here in the middle, and he secured the middle wall with some more gate and a bit of one wall chinks here. Again, trying to secure the resources in the middle with TC, same as Red, so they are doing a pretty good job of that. And Red is already building some extra stables in the middle here, so that he doesn't have to run all the way from his base. Yeah, that's a reasonable thing to do right now. Yellow so far just slinging, and is he dropping a castle? No, it's just another town center. And town center number 3 actually. Maybe is it 4? No, just number 3. So he's interested in making his economy even stronger and be able to sling his friends as much as he can. Looking at the scores though, it seems like TK are really far behind on every front. And they'll have a very hard time actually getting back into the game. Even though they defended here, it cost them quite dearly and... They will really have to up their game if they are to survive this match. Okay, so that's next TC from Conquerors to secure the gold here. Otherwise, though, the resources are definitely in C's power. Is even somebody aware of all this gold here on the left? Fog of War or TK? Most definitely not. Yeah, not even Skillpack knows about it. About Tonic. He knows just about this one, so he's not even aware that there are 3 extras that would really make it worth it of expanding into the left side. And a wall in like here. Yeah, that's exactly the only wall that he actually needs. So to make all this gold secure. Okay, might come into play later on though. There's some extra stone here on the right that Querch 28 Rus can actually use. Let's switch into him if he is aware. Yeah, he knows about this stone. Not about the second one. But still, if he wants some stone, yeah, there's a freeway there. And I have just been messaged that we have a 2 to 3 minutes pause. So it will be just like another 1-2 minutes before the game resumes. Now that's some back TC from NC Slap. Okay, just trying to make sure that his economy is nicely protected. Also quite nice gathering spot for the gold. And well, it's as safe as it goes really. He will know if somebody is going there through this way and only maybe could build a wall here, but so far he feels really safe thanks to the middle wall and the fact that on the left nothing is happening and it's being secured by red quite nicely, and on the right same stuff from Pedro. So while we're waiting for the players to come back, let's have a look at each player. NC Tonic, so a bit of units here in the middle with his blue teammate, another batch waiting at his home, and he's building another stable, so yeah, he's definitely interested in continuing the stable line of units. And he has pretty decent resources there, closing in onto the castle, but is he getting enough stone? Where are the stone guys? Okay, here they are. 5 decent stone, so that's yeah, kind of reasonably close time. He should be building a castle, and it's probably going to drop. It's probably going to drop in the middle as well. Otherwise, quite decent echo. A lot of TCs and a lot of farms. So next to have a look at is NC Pedro. That's a blue guy. He's also having a pretty nice game. Decent economy. A lot of guys gathering right in the middle of his base, having quite a decent amount of stone. So he has a castle drop, and he's definitely thinking about another one. And he was hoping maybe that if he could stop this castle, he could drop it right there to secure another stone for another castle. But might change his mind and maybe drop it like here to protect this gold and this stone. That wouldn't be the worst play at all, because it would be very close to catch Russ, and right now Russ is not really in a position to defend all that well, even with the help from Orange. So, game is already running. Yeah, a lot of army hidden there. And where are these villies going? Maybe to gather this gold? Well. You can see that blue is tearing down his walls. So this should be the new aggressive build. Is it in range? Or is it just out of range? Oh, good eye, good eye. And just out of range of the castle, so good job. And where are the villies going here? I'm still not exactly sure, and they should be going for the stone. Let's switch into his viewpoint. And yeah. He's going for the stone here. So he's thinking about some extra stone and extra castles. Yep, this is a pretty good spot for castle. I was thinking that blue might be going there, but it's steel, and that will be a very good position for him. He'll be covering the gold and the stone, and it's really in a good spot because he protects his base very nicely from both sides. One castle on the right, one on the left, and yep, that's a pretty sweet play right there. And you can see, haha, Tonic finally discovered the the El Dorado on the left and has secured it for himself, which is kind of a shame for yellow, but yellow wasn't really paying any attention there, and this is now in red's power, and that's a whole ton of gold. Yellow is though breaking his walls and building another TC at the bottom. That's because of this gold, and maybe, just maybe, he will soon try some aggression against red. It could just be happening there. Anyway, castle from teal is up, and right now he has been attacked by purple and a bit of red, but those conquistadors together with castle siege of castle pierce damage is enough to really repel them. But will it be enough when all those guys join in? Well, definitely some siege workshop could be useful, but first it's castle from red, who is advancing into Imperials. Okay, so trebuchets should be coming in soon. And how's it looking here at the right? Well, that's just Carriage Russ trying to secure the right side of the map, so that he's not surprised by some nasty attack by blue. And in the middle, yeah, he's kinda safe, and orange is just kinda running around, not really sure what he is aiming to do. But anyway, nothing interesting going on besides the starting siege from Pedro. And that's a pretty interesting one. 3 trebuchets behind the wall against 2 trebuchets from the teal player. I don't really think that teal should be able to repair this soon enough. This Willy, kinda in the second line there, just trying to kill this Willy or something. Kinda interesting glitch. Anyway, you can see that the army here is waiting for the onslaught from blue. And well, that's a lot of that's a lot of trebuchets right there, but a lot of army here as well. And haha, purple closing in from the left, so that's a proper 2v2. And yep, they have to be really careful here, TK. Conquistadors are pretty decent against those camels, but if they get outmaneuvered and the camels get onto the knights, which they are just now, and the supportive line from Bloom there, oh my, this could be a disaster for TK. And it's really turning into one because the third player, red, is joining the battle, and yep, that's goodbye for the army of TK. And even though Kerchas has just researched Cavaliers, it's not really enough. And you can see that Shu is going for Cavaliers as well, which means Spanish Cavaliers will be going in as well. Some other fighting somewhere else? Well, on the left, oh yeah, so this was just the first sign that yellow is going out of his shell, is coming out. And right now he's really preparing for a frontal assault on red here. And is red aware? Let's check Tonic's line of sight, and yeah, this is just too close. And he is right now aware that something is going on, and the castle is dropping in. Okay. Okay, so that's going to be a 1v1 on the left. And at the same time, you can see that on the right, Pedro together with purple and red are doing a pretty decent job of actually making life seriously difficult for teal. And even though Skillpack is just advancing to Imperial, which means everybody is Imperial, it's just Slap isn't, and it's not even advancing. This is a pretty tough situation for DK right now. Castle is dropped, so that's an offensive one. And Town Center is being dropped for this stone, so that will be a lot of resources for Pedro for extra castles pretty soon. And that's a huge army. That's a huge army, and not nearly enough from orange, and teal, is he having something? Well, just this bit, and that's kinda not enough, as you can see, against this huge armada right there. So at this point it doesn't really bode well for TK, and they will definitely have to step their game up if they are to win this game. But last time around, they were losing as well, they weren't winning, and were able to turn the game around too, so let's see how it actually goes right now. But the base town center for TK Conquerors is down, which is a huge setback, and it's not like there is anything to stop the extra trebuchets together with this horde of plumes, together with the knights from purple. Yep, 4 trebuchets, that's just so easy kill of the TC. Another TC down, and they will be going just as inside as they can, and there's going to be another TC down pretty soon. So that's a pretty sweet job from NCs into this right front. How's it looking at the left though? Finally, haha, purple is forced to actually switch his armies to the left as well to help red, where he's under attack by those siege rams, but these are able to defend quite nicely and build some extra layers of walls there, so it's like yellow is in need of some more trebuchets. Yeah, he's just one, and he needs some extra. That was a kind of adventurous castle from yellow, which is going to pay the price. And well, it will drop the same as the red castle drops, so it's kind of 1 for 1. Yep, at the same time. So kind of decent job, and well, is he able to get through? Not really. And you can see that all those walls together with Chukonos is all it takes to actually stop yellow's attack. So he has to rethink his strategy, otherwise he's kind of toast. He doesn't really have a way to get through the left side. In the middle though, red is doing a pretty decent job of actually killing orange. And orange is just now getting back, but a bit too late, and already some of his stables have fallen, so his production of knights, or rather cavaliers, will be a bit slowed down. Wow, that was a nice tribute to slap from Pedro. So Pedro is definitely having a very good game. So this is the attack from red kinda resolved, so not enough here. Oh, but a huge army from purple is coming in, and that's a lot of camels and against knights, against cavaliers, so that's not really something that orange wants to battle. And he needs to switch into something like halberdiers. Yeah, that's a pretty good idea, but from NC, and that's something that should be coming from DKs. Right now, yellow has abandoned his left position and is trying to help his teammate that just advanced, upgraded into paladins with eagles. So that's a pretty huge battle between purple and, oh wow, Chukonos are coming in from red, so that could be game changer right there if they micro it properly though. So far though, they decided they want to run because the paladins are really strong from orange. So let's have a look at the right side, where blue is simply destroying Conquerors with the help of some extra knights from purple, and well, he's really owning his base. And he's owning it to the full. And well, even though Teal has a bit of army here, it's not really enough, and right now all 3 guys are here to stop the onslaught from the right, from NC Pedro and NC Slap. So can they stop it? That's a whole ton of archers right there, and blue has castles right here, so he can very safely pull out a whole ton of blue, just as they killed. Okay, so they are retreating at least to the castle protection, and haha, that's a nice trebuchet here, but it's going to be destroyed very easily through this extra army from Teal, or purple. Well, this is a huge battle, and very nice use of a choke point by blue, because this means that the TK guys can't really get to them. And if only TK had some Angonels, this would be a huge slaughter right there. But unfortunately they don't, which means they don't really have any push against the castle, which means they just lost a whole ton of units without that much effect. And in the meantime, in the middle, wow, that's a lot of Chukonos. That's a lot of Chukonos supported by some siege and purple cavaliers, and I'm kinda thinking, this is a very tough tough deal for TK to come back from. Yep, TK is just switching from the right side to the left, and they don't really know where they should fight first, because they are really being put into the pincers quite hard. Yep, a lot of Chukonos here, a lot of Taunt at the right, and still not even some Mangonels to deal with all the arch power, and that's a huge power there in the arrows. Yep, finally, you can see that Kerchras is trying to do something about the Chukonus, and that's because of the skirmishers here. They will be pretty decent, and he's maybe doing them because he's also kinda low in economy. Let's check. Yeah, he's living pretty low pop, so he's kinda not really interested in some expensive units, and he can't really even build them. He has no castle. He just have to rely on those skirmishers right now, which is not enough. And yeah, this is just all three armies from NC converging on one poor orange. You can see blue here from the right, red from the left, and purple from the top, and that's everybody at the same spot. That's a very tough thing to deal with. But on the left, oh hello, that's yellow bursting into red's base, so that's a pretty good job from him, trying to somehow at least put the red out of the battle from the middle to try to ease the pressure. And finally we see some onagers here. Siege workshop, onagers could be the answer that DK need against the NC army. So let's see if they can do well enough here. Well, they're trying to build the castle here, but yeah, he will succeed because of the very nice shots from this red Pangonel, or rather onager. And they just deleted the siege advantage that yellow had, and he's right now going for scorpions even. Wow. You don't really see them all too often, but he hopes that they will help him protect his units and actually add some extra attacking push. So this castle from red won't be coming up. That's something yellow made sure of very nicely. But how's it looking in the middle though? Oh, that's really an inexorable tide from the NC's army between blue, purple and red. That's a whole ton of it right there. And that's a really strong push, and you can see building castle right on the top of the hill, giving extra damage through the hill advantage, so that's a pretty sweet play right there. And that's a huge army, and I'm not really seeing any extra production from the DK guys. Oh, wow. That's a whole ton of it. Well, yellow would have to do I don't know what, something like atomic bomb to win on his left side and kill everybody. He's trying all he can, trying to raid the red economy. He's doing a pretty decent job of that, but I'm not exactly sure if he can be fast enough to annihilate red altogether and help his teammates at the same time. Because he's right now not helping his teammates, and the red is going at him from the right side. So right now, basically, red is not paying any attention to his base, just trying to build some castle to slow the yellow guy down, which is a very legit strategy, and just buy him so that his teammates in the middle and his Chukonos can actually delete their opponents from the map. And they are doing a pretty decent job of that. Yeah, you can see that Pedro sitting on so much resources when he's popped. He's literally losing 0 units here. Those blue archers are still alive, so he can just afford to send everything to his teammates, and they have a lot of army here and literally 0 opposition from TK here. So I'm not exactly sure what the plan is. Maybe they hope really to just run as far as they can and let yellow somehow deal with their opponents. But you can see that purple is finally paying attention to yellow and trying to put stop to his attack. And yeah, it takes just a few paladins there, and that's all it takes, because yellow has just a few eagles and some siege rams. And yellow, or rather red, has already built some army in his base as well, which means he should be kinda safe right now, as yellow shouldn't be having enough push there. Now, that's a nice tower to stop from gathering of the gold here. So yeah, that caught red by surprise, but still, Will it be enough against those paladins? I'm not exactly sure it will. So that's a bit of skirmish here between paladins and the yellow eagles and the Chukonos, so that's kind of yellow contained. So let's look at the middle where Ansi's blue and purple are just really going in. Kind of desperate defense there, or rather the last attempt that Teal has, and that's build bombard towers. Well, that's pretty much a decent idea against all those siege rams to at least put them out of business. And yeah, they finally recognize that the game is lost, and this time NC win the game and put the score at 1-1 in a pretty decent manner. So that was just an early game there where Kerch was slung, that he was having an early advantage, but it suddenly turned against him as he was faced with basically all three enemies against him in the middle there. So in first game, the slinging team lost. In second game, the slinging team lost. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? Well, let's look at the achievements. NC Tonic, pretty decent military and best score. Pedro as well. Okay. Well, Carriage 28 runs, he was just so hard hammered there, so there wasn't really any reason why he should be higher in his score. This is just 2 games. This is a group stage, which means each team picks a home map, and that's it. So the result is 1-1. But we'll be streaming pretty soon another match between RV Revolucionaros, I think, from Mexico, and against them will be Warmer Squad. That's some Dutch guys. So it should be fun there as well. Anyway, Kerchras, most units lost. Yep, understandable. Pretty beast echo, but as a Persian, that's okay. And yep, slinging there from slab, or rather he was receiving, so Pedro was slinging there quite decently, but it wasn't really all that much of a sling. He was sending more in the late game when he just wasn't needing it. He was sending thousands of resources, not much of a sling, but from TK it was a sling. Decent advances from everyone, society stats, haha. Quite sweet villager high from red. And nowhere near the other guys there. Oh, okay, only slap. But it was on his team, so that's, yeah, the strength in there. Okay, good job.